This is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. Welcome to Game Day Live, presented by the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network and the Primetime Radio Studios, along with And Crew Brew and JoinOurCrew.com. My name is Vinnie, and I am here with Short Sky for the first time this season, and we are happy to get you set for New Jersey Devils hockey as they take on the Buffalo Sabres live from Prague, Czechia. Welcome to all fans watching on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X Live, and Twitch. Short Sky, my friend, the Devils are looking for another win in a row against the Buffalo Sabres. They looked good yesterday, didn't you think?
Yeah, to start the year off 2-0 would be great. And I know where all reports are we're going to see a different goaltender. So Jake the Snake, Sam's favorite player, is going to be getting hopefully a start today. I believe that's confirmed if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they and scoring coming from areas not expected, I would say from yesterday, which is great to see. Depth scoring, a 4-1 victory. So we're not letting up those goals. Markstrom looking good in his first official start as a New Jersey Devil. And speaking of Markstrom, let's I don't know if you and Sam spoke about it yesterday, but I know we spoke about it on the big show. He has come in and he has just embraced the idea of being a New Jersey Devil with those masks. I absolutely love it. I know I was not a big fan of Markstrom coming in because of his age, but he's won me over right now.
Yeah, I mean, I get the criticism of that being the guy because of where he's at in terms of his career, but for a little 1 to 2, maybe 3 year Band-Aid, we'll see if it pays dividends the way it did yesterday. I feel like they lose that game yesterday with bad goaltending like they had last year, but the offense was able to come up with 4 goals, one of them being an empty netter, and they defended well. The Sabres weren't able to get much. It was one of those games where I was just smiling ear to ear basically the whole game, because any good opportunity the Sabres did get, the Devils kind of swiped it away from them real quick. And, it spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. I didn't think the top line of Jack Hughes with Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt was all that impressive in the game. I know there was that one play where Hughes sent Bratt in on a breakaway and he missed. There were a couple chances on the power play between those guys, but at even strength, it was the 4th best line. And that's a good thing because they won the game 4-1 without the top line being what we know they can be. So if in this game today or going forward, that is the line that we know they can be, and the rest of the lines also continue to do what they've been doing, it's going to be a really good year for the Devils, I think. They're balanced. I like the addition of Stefan Nason. That paid dividends.
First goal right there.
Overall, a great day. Yeah, 100%. Adding good depth, guy who knew the team. Tatar seems to be in a good spot playing with Hischier and Mercer yesterday, so we'll see how that continues to go. I loved yesterday. It was so much fun.
Yeah, and just the pageantry that they bringing out Jaromir Jagr, former New Jersey Devil Jaromir Jagr, to drop the puck, I thought was pretty cool. He's still playing at the ripe old age of whatever he is, 7,000, which is great to see.
7,001.
Yeah, 7,001. I was wrong. It was just a great day, and it's great to see the Devils in the spotlight like this, in the league spotlight. It's something that the Devils need to come and build on, and we're seeing what the change in depth is going to be doing for us. And I want to say that Seamus Casey is also taking his opportunity and running with it. And I know it was only one game, so I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I was listening to NHL Network on the way home from work yesterday, and I think it was Bruce Boudreau that was on. He had never even heard of Seamus Casey, which to me felt odd, but we've been talking about him for a while just because he's in our system, and he was wildly impressed with him as well. So when you're impressing people like that on the national level in your first game, you're doing something really, really good. So. And we still have, Pesci and Luke Hughes that have yet to come back. So not only do we have our depth right now, gets deeper once we get the return of those two players. And personally, for me, I drafted Brett Pesce on my fantasy team, so I wouldn't mind him coming back sooner rather than later, because Jack Hughes got me like 0.4 points yesterday. It was terrible. So I agree with you on your first line criticism, because yeah, that as my keeper got me nothing. And it was frustrating yesterday.
That's very funny. I mean, if you would think that if the Devils were to win today again and become 2-0 in Czechia, that Jack Hughes would play like a moderately big part of it.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of what it is. Like, you don't expect him to not be on the score sheet for a couple games in a row. I loved what they got out of Nico Hischier yesterday. Like, it could really be like a superstar season upcoming for Hischier if he could stay healthy. We've seen what he can do when he's there for all 82 games. Yeah, you brought up the fact that Luke Hughes and Pesce aren't even there. Okay, so Casey and Kovacevic were both amazing yesterday. So, like, who comes out when Luke Hughes and Pesce are back? Like, it's a team that has depth. There are 8 defensemen on this team that could play and play well. Casey will probably spend some time in the AHL this season. There's nothing wrong with that. There were times they kind of shielded him yesterday. I think he was out there in situations that were favorable for him. He was able to dipsy-do dangle every now and again when he was out there. They put him out there with Nemitz in the offensive zone with the Hughes line a fair amount, and there were a couple backhanded chances I noticed that he was able to have. He likes to get pucks through from the blue line. He's real good at it. There's going to be a play this year where Casey just gets absolutely toe-dragged by one of the top players in the league, and he's going to look like a buffoon. But that happens to every young defenseman who plays in the NHL. It happens to veterans here and there. You could probably find a highlight online of Victor Hedman just getting absolutely walked by somebody who, is a super skilled player. It happens. But, Casey's a young guy. He's going to continue to learn and develop. I actually thought his NHL debut was quite impressive. The only thing he was missing was his first career point. We'll see if he's in the lineup today. I think he's probably going to be.
I would assume so, yeah.
And, yeah, because there was no reason to not play him after what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and yet they may have put him out there in favorable situations, but he still has, at the NHL level, has to take those situations and he has to do well in them. And that's a great test for him to come in and make the most of his moments, because you don't know what these moments are gonna when they're gonna come again. I just lost train of thought, but what we're seeing too, if players like Casey are going to make this push to say, well, why are you going to take me out? That's such a great problem to have. It's so much different than what we had last year, where we were questioning who are we going to put in, because we had no one to put in, and now our who are we going to put in is now with the context of, man, we have too many. Who's it going to be? Like, play your way out of it is essentially what it's going to wind up being. Like, show us why you're the guy coming out, or why you're the guy to stay in. So it's I love this problem versus last year. Now, granted, it's game 2 coming up today. We were feeling pretty good. I shouldn't say pretty good, but by game 2 last year, that was before our injury issues. Like, we knew we were thin on D. And we were still, looking to hopefully make some changes by trade. But I'll take this early season, confidence in our D, because we said it all last year. The defense is lacking. The defense is lacking. And when you have a thin defensive core, your goaltenders look bad. And it's easy to blame the goalie because we're the last line of defense, but it's got to get through 5 other players before the goalie. So we've improved where we needed to. And we've added to other places as well, which is what I'm happy about so far.
100%.
I'll tell you what. Getting some of these thoughts out at 9:15 in the morning is a little bit tougher than when we're doing this at 6:15 at night.
Oh, absolutely. And I was up till.
I'm gonna have to switch from the coffee to the drinks already.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I had a wedding last night too. The game ended yesterday. And then I immediately put on my suit and left. And I finished my story for Pucks and Pitchforks and was gone within an hour of the game ending. So, yeah, it's been a whirlwind. That's the love of doing this, though. Like, right back at it the following morning on 4.5 hours of sleep. But that's what we do for the Devils. Last year, You could tell from game one, like they started 8-3-0 last year, which was nice, but like Heischer and Hughes got hurt and
Yep.
Hamilton, and they all kind of went downhill from there. But it wasn't like a confident 8-3-1. You might remember opening day last year. They went down 1-0, were losing most of the game, tied it, and then ended up winning against Detroit.
Hmm.
At no point yesterday did I truly feel the Devils were going to lose. Like they kind of dominated.
Yeah.
The Sabres couldn't get much consistent offensive zone pressure. There were a couple, chances here and there, like consecutively. Every team goes through it, and over the course of a 60-minute hockey game. I never really thought the Devils would get a shutout, right? Like that's not something that necessarily ever happens on opening day. But they kind of came close. Owen Power was a nice goal. Markstrom played really well. I thought they defended the house super well. And you talked about it. Marino, we love John Marino. I think a fresh start for him in Utah is going to be great.
Hmm.
This Kovacevic that came in though and kind of replaced him a
Oh
little
my
bit.
gosh. Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect. He was awesome yesterday. A goal and an assist, defended well. We'll see. I'm sure Luke Hughes will be a jolt of energy of offense to the second power play unit.
Hmm.
That's obviously important. Dougie Hamilton came back though. And after
Hmm.
missing basically the last 55, 60 games of the season last year with his injury, he kind of looks to be the same old Dougie Hamilton. He was driving play, making life easy on the forwards in front of him. Having a guy like that is just absolutely sensational. And I thought it made a major difference in this win yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got essentially got the band back together with the players from last year almost. Once we have Luke back, that'll be last year's band back together. Plus bringing in Brett Pesci as well. Um, and I hate to say this, but we are playing the Sabres, so it's not like we're playing the most stout of opponents. Not to discount any team in the AHL because anyone can beat anyone. Um, I mean, it's professional sports. I mean, even your White Sox won a game or two uh,
Barely.
this past year. Were they giving tickets away, by the way, at the end of the season?
No, but you could have bought him for like $3-4.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what they do today, and they're also talking about Devin Levi starting for the Sabres, who, as a goalie, I'm excited to watch him play today, along with Jake the Snake, Sam, who's favorite goalie in the Devils organization.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it'll be a fun goaltending matchup to watch today, along with seeing what the Devils can do, and hopefully we get some more of our offensive guys involved in the play. And then coming back next week when the Devils have their home opener, I think is their next game next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. They tend to give them a good couple days to come back and readjust the time. But that's looking a little too forward right now. We've got a good game coming up today that I'm looking forward to, and I think it's time to switch to. Vin, I'm a little thirsty.
you're a little thirsty, huh?
Yeah, I think I got to switch away from the coffee.
You're gonna switch away from coffee. That's weird. It's like 9 in the morning your time, 8 my
Yeah, but
time.
I've been watching sports since like 7 something this morning. Like
Oh,
I've got Liverpool here to my left, watching that, preparing for the Devils game in front of me. But I am thirsty. What do you think?
interesting. Okay, I'm gonna
Suggestions?
try. I'm gonna try really hard. 4.5 hours wedding. I'm gonna try. I
Okay.
think I might. And crew brew. Getting ready for some and crew brew. Join our crew today where we make winning memories together, one crew at a time. And crew brew. Shorts guy fittingly takes a sip of water of all things right at the
No,
point of
no, no,
me
no, no,
saying
no,
that.
no, no, no. It's actually
Oh,
I got a fresh keg of cider out of a Mega Man 2 glass.
okay. Oh,
How
I love
rad is
Mega
that?
Man 2 glass. That is
Oh,
badass.
this is a where is it? This is a Woodman glass. If you can catch that,
Incredible. Absolutely
right?
incredible.
Oh yeah.
I love that. And the background you got going on with the Stadium Series jersey from last year looking real nice. Looking real
Yeah.
nice.
I'll be wearing that to
Um,
opening night. So anyone that's there at opening night, I'm assuming we'll see Ted. I'm assuming we'll see Tom. Whoever's there at opening night, come on out to American Whiskey because we'll be there hanging out. I can debut my
absolutely.
Stadium Series jersey live at the Devils home opener this coming Thursday.
Incredible. I love it. You're doing God's work by
Trying.
spreading the
We're
love of
trying.
the New Jersey Devils. So what do you want to get into predictions at this point? I know we only got about 10 minutes left in the show. Yeah, hit me with your prediction for today's game.
Prediction, man. I want to say I might have gone 1-80 something last year, 1-81, 1-70 something,
Oh
whatever it
yeah,
was that I did.
maybe 0-82.
It could have been. So let's see. Devils are out there. We've got Jake the Snake in net. We're gonna have Devin Levi in net. Could be a little bit more wide open of a scoring game, but the teams could also play a little bit more stout defensively, knowing that they've got their backups in. But I really feel like the Devils trust Jake Allen. They did well with him last year with the questionable defense, and it was not all on him last year because shaky defense in front of a goaltender is tough. I'm going to say that our New Jersey Devils are going to win today by a score of 5-2.
5-2, eh?
5-2. And Mrs. Wu is taking this stuff down if she's listening. She always takes these notes.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, as she should be. We want people to throw your predictions in the chats. We're not getting them flowing in as much as we're used to. I think obviously 9 a.m. has something to do with that. People are
We
probably.
still
I
got 20
know.
people. We still got
Yeah,
20 people live at 9 a.m.
100%. We're doing good. We have a prediction in from our good buddy Sam Wu, our leader, the leader of the Let's Go Devils podcast. He believes they're going to win 6-3, which is a
Okay.
very fair, neutral
Mm-hmm.
Sam Wu prediction. That's a lot of offense, 9 goals, obviously, but
We could see that
yeah.
today.
So far in the I could too. So far in the chat, we have Tom saying 3-1 Devils, Shane
Yep.
saying 3-2 Devils, and Brooke says 5-4 Devils. She doesn't trust Jake Allen yet.
No,
Your
I know she
reaction to
doesn't.
that comment?
I know she doesn't trust Jake Allen, and she's also throwing out some wild accusations that I'm stealing her predictions. She willingly gave me her predictions last year. It Jake Allen was not the solution last year. That was pretty obvious. He wasn't going to be that game-stopping Vasi of a goaltender, but he stopped the bleeding in
Yeah.
a very weak defensive core. And he did what he could. And I can tell you, and I've said it before from my own experience, when you don't have stout defense in front of you, it's so hard to look anywhere near as good as a goalie. So I understand where Brooke is coming from with not trusting Jake Allen, but he was not the problem last year. Our problem was in front of him. Those two guys in front of him led to his poor play at times, or I shouldn't say his poor play, but led to goals being leaked. I know he's not the guy, Brooke, but as we all know, you can yell Jake the Snake as loud as you want in Las Vegas, and the Girl Scouts don't like it. Just ask Sam Wu. There was an uprising at the top levels in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I totally thought Jake Allen, I knew he wasn't going to be the starting goalie long term.
Yeah.
I thought it was an okay, way to kind of end the season for the Devils. Last year, I thought he was okay for the team being as bad as they were. Jake Allen and Jack Hughes hardly played in the same game. A lot of people, forget that. The season was basically cooked by the time Jake Allen came in. But yeah, it's. It's not unfair to not trust him quite yet.
Yeah. But
Art
we
says
have to.
over 5.5. Go ahead.
I am going to say this before you get to the, because there's one prediction that just came in that we definitely have to give a shout out to, but makes you wonder. Even though Jake Allen is not the guy, he was serviceable enough to get his wins. Had he come in January instead of when he came in, would we have potentially eked into that last playoff spot that nobody seemed to want between the Capitals and the Pens and everyone else that basically tried to lose it? So that's just my thought from last year. But guess what? That's last season, and this is this season. We have our goalie for now. Maybe we'll steal a potential goaltender from another team that your brother likes. We'll see what happens there. But I think you should read Robert Larson's score, coming all the way from across the pond there.
Absolutely. Hello to Robert Larson from Sweden, one of my favorite countries in the world. He says 4-2 Devils. Incredible. Hopefully that's the case. I'm gonna go with my prediction. I'm gonna go 5-2 Devils. Just repeat what you did yesterday.
So
Protect the house.
matching
Score
me.
some goals. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page with that. I honestly forgot you said 5-2 right when you said it. Though I was like, oh yeah, you did say that. But
It's
it's a
okay.
good
It's all
prediction.
good.
Great minds think alike. It was
Exactly.
an honest same prediction there. So and
What? And
5-2
watch.
that would mean the Devils defended well, and it would mean they score enough
Mhm.
plenty of goals to win. What were you gonna
Yeah.
say?
I was gonna say watch. It's like a 1-0 scoreline, just like the Liverpool's victory right now is 1-0 Liverpool for a final. So 1-0 so far today, Vin. I'm I'm loving it. 1-0 so far.
Hey, imagine Liverpool and the Devils both have a win locked in before noon,
Oh
like our
man,
time.
I love I love early morning sports because you still have the rest of the day ahead to do whatever you got to do.
That is really nice. And there's some college football today. I know that's
Yes,
something
there is.
not everybody's into, but I love it. So it'll
We
be
love it. Yeah.
fun. Um, so yeah, we'll see if the Devils are able to get this win today. Before we kick it out of here, we got a couple minutes left. Is there any one particular player you're looking to see something from today?
Overall, if Seamus Casey is playing again, I want to see how he does in his second game. Yeah, and see if he can repeat what he did. Because that first game, you're in Europe, you're jacked up, the adrenaline's running. Now that it's game two, the adrenaline may not be as heavy, and we'll see what he can really do. I would love to see Jake Allen play really well, and I would love to see Jake Allen, get this team a victory. And on the other side, I'm interested in seeing Devin Levi. It's going to be something for me. It's going to be a goalie watch today. I want to see both goalies play. I want to see obviously Jake Allen outplay Devin Levi, but I haven't gotten to see Devin Levi play much since he was playing for Canada in the World Junior Tournament. So I'm curious to see him play at the NHL level, and it'll be fun to see.
100%. And then I'll go with a guy like Andre Palat, who seemed
Mm,
to really kind of have a good game yesterday. He had his legs going, getting to play in his home country of Czechia.
yeah.
He was the only player on either team to be from Czechia yesterday in either of the two lineups. I know Buffalo has a couple guys that were healthy scratches that come from Czechia. We'll see if any of them get into the lineup today. But I love seeing when they do these global series, there's always one or two guys that get to
Mm-hmm.
come in and kind of be the home guy. That's Palat for the Devils. He got to take the opening ceremonial face-off with
Yes, he did.
Jaromir Jagr dropping the puck, and
How
then it
cool is
was
that?
it was
How
so
cool is
cool. And
that for
Patrick
him?
Elias was there.
Yep.
So it was this big celebration of Czechia hockey, which is they've been a top 5 hockey country, at least top 5, top 6 hockey country for the last, I don't know, 50 years. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see what the Devils are doing over there, and I'm happy they were able to get a big win in Game 1. There's still business. This is a business trip at the end of the day. If they
Mm-hmm.
can leave with 4 points, though, I mean, you'll hope to
Huge.
split.
Huge.
You hope to split in um, a road trip like this because both
Yeah.
teams want to win, both teams. But now you have a chance to really kind of take a stranglehold on this
Yeah.
little trip that you're taking. So come back to North America before you even hit the rock, before the NHL season even really officially begins with the rest of the league. You have 4 points already banked. That would just be super nice for this team.
Yeah. And I'll say this: or my fantasy hockey league, you get penalized points if you don't change your team name before the start of the season. So these global series type games, really, unless you're paying attention and unless it's your team playing and they can really bite you by getting penalized by not having your team name changed before the start of the season, because the season started yesterday for the NHL. The rest of the league starts later on this week, which means there's going to be a full week of hockey to watch, which is going to be phenomenal. But yeah, just as they were dropping the puck, I changed my team name yesterday because I was like, "Oh, got to do that so I'm not penalized," and I got it in right at the end.
Incredible. I love that. Hey, that's the perk of it being one of your teams. If this were, I think last year, I'm trying to remember who it was. I want to say it was Colorado and someone playing overseas to start the year
Mm-hmm.
last year. You got to be a pretty hockey diehard to understand and realize that that's happening, which we all are here. I think everybody at
Yeah.
Let's Go Devils podcast watches all hockey, but when it's your team, you're just a little extra locked in. So
Oh yeah,
being
big time.
awake at this time, not making sure we're awake for it. I know we do the show, but Devils
Yeah,
fans
but
are
we're going to be
awake.
awake for it. We're going to be
Yeah,
awake for it anyway. I mean, you and I would wake up for sports at 5 a.m. if we had to.
Oh
It's
yeah, if
just
this
what
were
we
like in
would do.
Australia instead, and it was like
Oh
the
yeah.
legit wee hours of the morning, or like wait till the Olympics are in Italy, I won't miss a game,
Hmm. Oh yeah. No,
and
totally.
those times are going to be skewed too. So it'll be
And
fun.
conversely, we have fans. Our fans, Justin and Jake over there in England, are up all hours of the night just to watch the Devils play on a regular day. So it goes both ways too. Like we got to be up early. Some people got to stay up late. Hey, but we all do it because we love our team.
Absolutely, I really wouldn't change much of anything about it. I'm happy they're over in Prague. Um, it's been fun doing the show with you. We need Sam Wu to hit the
Always.
music so we can close this thing out properly.
He's not falling asleep.
I mean, I really wouldn't blame him. It's going to be a sleepy game to watch. Well, no, it's not. The Devils are going to
No,
wake up each and every person with their play today.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But you do have Sam that's coming down from the joy of the Mets victory the other day, which was incredible. Which we're looking
Yeah,
forward to that. There you go. There's more sports today. Later on this afternoon, the Mets play the Phillies. Like, holy crap, what a sports day! Like this is
it
just one
really
of those.
is.
This is one of those perfect sports days, and we're coming up to that nexus point that happens once a year, where it's what do they call it? The sports equinox, when all four
Yep.
majors are playing at the same time, and then you throw the college in, you throw the MLS in. It's like, but that's coming up. But holy crap, you have the Devils in Prague. European football's on. You've got college football. You got MLB playoffs. The Mets playing the Phillies for the first time in a postseason. This is the first time
That
that these two
that was
rivals.
crazy
It's
to me.
incredible. Yeah, same. It's still incredible to hear as a Met fan. It's like playoff series, like we know, like Devils Rangers. Like some of those series are iconically bitter. But the fact that the Mets have also sucked for a long time. Like the last time Sammy and I were at a playoff game was 18 years ago. It's the last time we were at a playoff game together, I should say.
Wow.
But yeah, it's one of those things to where it's just a great sports day, and we're looking forward to it. And hopefully the Mets. Hopefully by the end of the day, I'm 3-0. I just hope to be 3-0 by the end of the day.
Absolutely. You're already 1-0.
Already 1-0. Yep. With the
If the
1-0
Mets played the
victory.
Yankees in the World Series, what would happen?
Insanity.
I
Insanity.
I think so, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the last time that happened, it didn't end very well for us. I want to say it was Sammy might be able to correct me, but it might have been Beltran just looking at a strike to end that World Series, and then the other guys won. But yeah, if and they were talking about it on the local news out here.
It was against the Dodgers. I think it was a not wild card, divisional series back then. 06.
No. The last Subway Series World Series.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Beltran that was caught looking at a strike to end that?
No. Subway
Okay, I
Series.
forget.
No, Beltran was against the Cardinals in 06.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But a Subway
The
Series, Sam,
Series
you would
is
agree with it.
when
Incredible.
the Yankees had roid rage, and Clemens took a broken bat and threw it at Piazza. But when Piazza didn't throw a punch back, then I realized the series was over.
Yeah.
Piazza's beefalytics is terrible in that situation.
I don't know why I didn't realize they played each other in the 2000 World Series.
Yeah.
I could tell you all about it, Vinnie.
Realized.
I could tell you all about it. I was in college.
Jeter was the MVP. Yeah, wow.
Mm-hmm. It would be insane. And they were talking about it on the local news yesterday. Now we've turned into the Let's Go Mets podcast over here. But 25% of the teams left in the playoffs right now are based out of New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm rooting. I want both of them to make it as a out-of-town spectator. I mean, and in 2000, the Yankees were the underdog by 7 games. So the Mets would probably be the underdog this time around, and underdogs win in the Subway World Series.
Actually, there's a big difference between now and then. One's got money and one doesn't. It used to be the other way around.
That's true.
The Wilpons, used to run the team. And we used to get shafted because they were so cheap. And anytime they did spend money, it was kind of like I don't know. It was on borrowed terms. So,
Yes.
but this is
Quite a scheme it was.
and then Grimace came into our lives, and everything changed. It changed for the better. Even
Thank
Mrs.
goodness.
Blue is allowing McDonald's for dinner. Second,
You doing it again today, Sam?
absolutely,
Oh, you have to.
yeah.
If you have anything other than McDonald's the rest of the postseason, like that's
Filet
your
o
fault.
fish, is that what it's called? Filet o fish.
Yeah.
That and 6-piece chicken nuggets, large meal with a Coke. Same exact order is gonna happen today
Hey,
at
one of
4
my
p.m. Eastern.
one of my coworkers had a bunch of beers during the game the other day, and he's like, "Well, I guess I got to do it again on Saturday." I'm like, "Well, hey, tough task for you."
Yeah. His life sucks. That's terrible. There were 3 Hall of Famers that played in that World Series 2000. Who are they?
This is going to challenge my knowledge because it's pretty lacking in baseball. I got to assume Jeter's in the Hall.
Yep.
That's one.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I don't
I don't
think
know.
Jeter. I don't think Jeter should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Piazza was second, and he was the greatest offensive catcher of all time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Jeter was a product of steroid using, cheating, players, and no one ever talks about it. And they call
Fair.
him
A
the
lot of
captain.
dinking dunks.
How does the captain not know what the other players are shooting up? So obviously he allowed it to happen. A real captain would not allow that to happen. That's just my opinion, as I troll pretty much half of our fan base listening in right now.
Yeah. I'm sure a
I
lot
love
of
it,
people
Sam.
are pissed.
I love it.
And
I
then
hate
the
the
third.
Yankees.
The third is Mariano Rivera. So you got Rivera, Jeter, and Piazza as the 3 Hall of Famers that played in that
And the
game.
only reason why the Yankees got good is because Steinbrenner got suspended for 2 or 3 years in the early 90s, and the people that took over while he was on suspension rebuilt that team for him. You know why he was suspended?
Why, Sammy?
I actually forgot. I think it had something. Was he something with gambling, or I forgot what it was actually? Did he help Pete Rose out or something? I forgot what it was actually. It was something bad.
By the way, while we're gib-gabbing over here over baseball days of yore, Levi is wearing brown color pads, so looks like he's going with the old school brown leather today, but it looks like no Pally today, according to Tom. Pablo and Tom, thanks for the updates. Hello to Ted. I look forward to seeing you this week on Thursday. But yeah, it looks like there's no Pally today. Wow, that's kind of a shock. There would be no Pally.
It's
got to
be
be
Mrs. Wu, by the way.
It's got to be injury related, and McDermott comes into the lineup on the line with Lazar and Bastion. So little extra
McDermott.
fresh meat.
I think December 23rd is Curtis McDermott Day, which is also our Festivus episode. So if you're planning on getting tickets for games this coming season, December 23rd, our annual Festivus episode with the Festivus Poll Live and American Whiskey.
And we'll be working from home at American Whiskey on December 23rd. At noon
I won't
Eastern.
be. I won't be.
Oh,
I'll be live and I'll be live and on scene.
I forgot you were a public educator in New Jersey.
I'll be live and on scene at American Whiskey at 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Love that. Andre Palat and his family are welcoming their second child.
Oh,
that is why he's
okay.
missing the game. And they get to have the kid at home in Czechia. That's probably pretty cool for the family.
That's awesome. That's awesome for him.
100%.
So that's perfect. You get to be out there for the ceremonial face-off, drop by, Czechia legend Jaromír Jágr, and then you get to have your kid the next day at home. Perfect. Like, good for him. It's like a perfect trip for Pally.
Absolutely. And we'd like to thank all the fans watching on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X Live, and Twitch. It was a very fun doing this episode with you, Shorts Guy. I have gotten myself very excited for this Devils game. I feel wide awake at this point.
Nice.
Let's wrap it on up. You got anything left to say as we head on out of here?
Just a simple 3 words. Let's go Devils.
Oh, that's amazing. Now we wait for Sam Wu, who wanted us to wrap up, to play the music and actually wrap it up.
I'm trying to find the button here. I'm still rusty.
It's always
Hey,
always
it's
the
the
button.
first. It's the first weekend of the season for everybody. We can't thank everybody watching in the chat enough for coming in. Make sure you go find this game. I know it's a little hard to find if you're out of market, NHL Network. If you're in market, it's on MSG Networks. And we're so thrilled to be here with you previewing this game. Jake Allen and the Devils going back into Prague to take on Devin Levi and the Buffalo Sabres. Andre Palat. Congratulations to him and the family on having their second child in their home country. That's really cool. And in the words of the great Let's Go Devils podcast, as always, let's go Devils.